first thing you need to know about me is I've now actually performed in 12 countries. I've only bombed in 2, so I feel pretty good about that. Belgium, great waffles, everybody's dead inside. That's really bad, you couldn't pay me. The other thing you need to know is I'm an incredibly anxious person. I've suffered from anxiety my entire life. And the only way that I've really learned to combat my anxiety is I am the most organized person you will ever meet. Like, I either should have been a CEO or a serial killer. Like, honestly, it is to everyone's disadvantage that I'm a comedian. I'm really organized. I'm so organized that a couple of years ago, I made the woman at the Brooklyn DMV smile, like where you register cars. I made her smile. Do we get that? I'm gonna tell you a short version of that story. So a couple years ago, my dad gifted me his car so I could do the road more, and I had to, I had to go register my car, get a New York license, get New York plates, and he wasn't coming with me, and I had to forge all these signatures, and it was causing me a lot of stress. So I decided to just read the whole motor vehicles website the night before, and just fill out all the paperwork, and then get there super early, and that was gonna be the best scenario for that. So I did that. So the next day I go to the DMV, I tell the woman what I need to do, and she goes, okay, you need to get in this line and fill out that paperwork. And I was like, I did it. She's like, well, then you need to go in this line and fill out that paperwork. And I was like, I did it. She's like, well, then you need to go in this line and fill out that paperwork. And I was like, I did it. And it's a gift, so you have to fill out this paperwork. And I don't know what this is, but I filled it out too. And she was like, all right. Best moment of my life. I've been on television, that's the thing that gets me up in the morning. 8 million people go into that building, everybody cries going out. I made that woman's day. Those are real skills. So keep that in mind the entire time you hear this story, okay? So back in October, I was doing a bunch of gigs in London, and then from London, I was gonna go do a festival in Finland. So the morning of the flight, I got up super early, I cooked myself breakfast, I leisurely took the tube to Heathrow, I sauntered through security, I get to my gate, I hand the woman my passport, and she goes, I'm sorry, you can't board the flight. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, your passport expires in less than 3 months. We have a rule about that. You're not allowed to board the flight. I look at my passport, I'm 3 days shy of 3 months. So I offered to do anything this woman needed me to do to her in a bathroom to make this flight. She wasn't into it. I think it was a little too dark for her. Very Aryan race. So I had to go with plan B, which is to get a new passport. So I jump in a cab, I'm headed to the US Embassy. As I'm headed there, I go, shit, I probably need passport pictures. So I go to a post office, and I would say the best way to describe these passport pictures is it looks like I just murdered my husband. But like I'm not sure if I got away with it. Just like sweat and panic and like yesterday's mascara all down my face. I look crazy. I take my crazy passport pictures, I run 4 blocks to the US Embassy, I knock on a bulletproof door, a giant man with a gun comes out, he goes, what can I do for you? I was like, I'm supposed to tell jokes in Finland and they won't let me in. And apparently that was a good enough reason for an emergency passport appointment. I have no idea why he let me in. Still to this day don't know. So I go to the US Embassy, and this is actually where I found out that I was American, because I complained to anyone who would listen. Not one person in that building didn't hear my story. It was amazing. And you know what? They were awesome. They really were. They were like, we got you. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Fuck Finland. They're incredible. I became patriotic in 10 minutes. I was like, I'm so glad I'm on US soil right now. I'm so understood. I got an emergency passport in 45 minutes. 45 minutes? My people don't do that shit. That's incredible. 45 minutes. It actually happened so fast and so seamlessly that it was actually causing me anxiety. Because I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. So the last part of the process is they go through all your paperwork, they do like a little interview to make sure you are who you are, and then they print out your passport. So I was starting to get really like stressed because I'm thinking they're gonna ask me stuff I don't know. Like why is my mom so angry? Or like how many sexual partners have I had? Or like how do you spell restaurant? Shit I don't know. But it wasn't like that at all. The guy was like, hey, is all this stuff true? And I was like, yeah. He's like, cool, print it out in 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, I'm starting to get why Finland doesn't trust our passport system. It's amazing. So I get my new passport. I called the woman that booked me for the festival. I was like, hey, I have a new passport. She's like, I got you a new flight. But she almost booked me a flight too fast, because now I'm fucking running back to the airport. And when I say running, when I get inside the airport, I have 20 minutes to get through security and make my flight. So I'm running. I'm running so fast that at one point I had to take a turn like really wide so I didn't fall over with my backpack. And at the same time, this woman was coming with a luggage cart and I jumped clear over her luggage cart. I was inside a Home Alone movie, just looking for my family and my sanity. It was nuts. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I felt amazing because a part of me was thinking, this is crazy. I have always judged the airport runner. Always. Because every time I'm organized. I don't do this. This has never happened to me before. Because I always see them running through the airport and I think, why can't you wake up on time? Why can't you get your life together? But as you're running through an airport about to miss your second flight in 4 hours, you think maybe the Finnish are ruining everybody's life. Who am I to judge? My heart grew 3 times that day. So I'm running. I see my gate, I get in line, I hand the guy my passport, and he goes, I'm sorry, you can't board the flight. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, this is an emergency passport, we don't accept these. I was like, it's a government document. I didn't make it in the bathroom with paper mache and jizz. Like, why is everybody treating my passport like it's a shitty art project? And he was like, ma'am, you're gonna need to calm down. I was like, you're a 35-year-old man. Has ever telling an adult woman in a public place to calm down ever worked out for you? I was like, come on, man, can you call somebody? He's like, yeah, maybe I could call somebody. I was like, could you? I'm an adult. He starts making phone calls. I'm like, who are you calling? He's like, Helsinki. I was like, is that a dude? He ended up making 4 phone calls. The 4th phone call said I could board the flight. I get on the flight. It's a 2.5-hour flight from here. Hour and a half of pure turbulence. Pure turbulence. It was actually one of the most turbulent flights I have ever been on. It was so turbulent that at one point the guy next to me turned to me and he looked so scared. Like, I think he wanted to hold my hand. He looked terrified. And all I did was smile back like a psychopath. Because all I could think was, of course I'm going to die on this flight. I worked so hard to get here. That's my Finland story.